Hello. I'm going to show you today two different ways to integrate HubSpot to Microsoft Ads. Basically, push deals and leads to Microsoft Ads conversions. Um, I'm going to show you two different approaches to this. One is using the Microsoft offline conversion API, where you push the conversion data every time the proper trigger is the proper webhook is triggered and all the conditions are met. The other approach is using Google spreadsheets to populate offline conversion data and then using Microsoft to pick that data with a scheduled offline upload. Why two different approaches? Well, basically, this approach requires a lot of technical setup prior to having this working, because you need to go into Azure Active Directory and set up some OAuth logins and a lot of other technical settings that you need to do there. It's not that easy to do, but if you are able to do it, then this is the preferred approach because it's pushing conversion data as soon as they happen in HubSpot. The other approach is easier, technically speaking, because you basically, once a HubSpot lifecycle changes, the conversion data is being pushed into a Google spreadsheet. It's populating a Google spreadsheet, and then you use Microsoft's offline conversion upload to pick data from that spreadsheet and add it to the account. So the drawback to that approach is that the scheduled offline conversion can only happen once every 6 hours at minimum. So you cannot have it once every hour or so. The lowest interval is 6 hours. But the advantage is that it's way easier to set up than using Azure AD settings and so on. I'm going to start you with the Azure implementation, let's call it like this. I'm here, as you can see, there is a successful execution. So basically, when the HubSpot event is triggered, it's picked up by this webhook. Then it separates into two branches if it was a contact event or a deal event, because in HubSpot you have contacts and deals, obviously. If it was a contact event, the client has two different stages that he wants to target: a market qualified lead and sales qualified lead. And then I had to separate into two different branches for MQL and SQL. And set up, these nodes check if MS Click ID exists, and if a flag, it's not true. I'm going to explain this flag slightly later. If the conditions are met, then the conversion is being uploaded, and then the flag is being set here. So this is the flag. Basically, it tells HubSpot that there is a property in HubSpot where you can set a Microsoft Ads upload to true or yes. So it tells HubSpot that this event has already been uploaded to Microsoft, and this property is being verified here. So basically, you don't want to push into Microsoft Ads the same event more than once, because Microsoft will ignore it. The MS Click ID is duplicate and being ignored. So you can get away with this, but it's better to have it. Get away as in you cannot set this up because Microsoft identifies click duplicates and so on, but it's cleaner this way. So instead of executing a duplicate upload all the way through, the execution will stop here because the flag is set to yes. It's true. It has the setting of true. Same approach for the SQL, same approach for this is a close one, this is a deal, and the only difference is that it can have a revenue and the currency, so slightly different settings here. In this execution, I'm going to click on this because this is the most important. This is pushing information to Microsoft Ads. As you can see, there are no errors here. It says empty array, partial zero, empty array, so there are no partial errors here. I'm going to show you the other approach, which is using the Microsoft Sheet approach. So the logic is approximately the same. You switch into contact and deals to have different branches. Again, a switch for two different contact stages, and then you append spreadsheet information into the Google spreadsheet, and again set the flag in HubSpot to tell that this information has been already uploaded to Microsoft. As you can see here, there is a successful execution for this branch, similar for MQL and for closed one. This is a previous execution what I did. Later I also set up a Google Sheet clean branch here. Basically, once every 14, actually the conversions older than 40 days will be deleted from the spreadsheet, because if you don't do this in 1 year, 2 years, if you don't check the data, there could be thousands of entries in the spreadsheet, and Microsoft will upload the full spreadsheet, and you don't want that. You want a clean spreadsheet. So I chose to delete entries older than 14 days. How this works is an n8n reads the file, keeps the conversion data, and then clear all data. Actually, this deletes the spreadsheet, but then it writes the conversion data that is younger, let's say like this, than 14 days. So it's deleting all data and pasting again the information with conversion data that's less than 14 days old. This is a better approach, because if you don't do it like this, if you don't completely wipe out the spreadsheet and basically create a new one, you might end up having messed rows and stuff like that, because if you have 1000 entry and you're only deleting like 200, then the other 800 will stay there and so on. So it's better this way. That's about the HubSpot and Microsoft Ads integration.